we tried to create the ethos of a journey around the players, and this was before the situation we found ourselves in last year, when the journey was sort of postponed, and we named it the Hero's Journey. And if you have a look, you can Google Hero's Journey and just look at some of the most famous stories, biblical stories as well, parables. If you have a look at Hollywood movies, books, fictional books, a lot of them follow the same process of the hero's journey, and it's used extensively in business as a method by which you can take a group of people or an individual on a journey. And we use that, and part of that is the whole process of not just seeing the outcome. And I've always warned against this, that you can sometimes become too outcome focused and think that it's all or nothing for just an Olympics. And I also knew that going through that journey, it was going to be difficult at times. Players were going to question the motivation. They were going to question the pain they were going through, the sacrifice that they were making, and keeping some sort of objective measure, showing them where they've been, where they were at that point, where they're going to, showing them what they've put in, giving them videos, reflecting on the process they were going, is a good mechanism I use in coaching to give them some sort of objectivity and not get too emotional about certain situations. And there were some certain situations that got very emotional. I spoke yesterday with Jerry about it, and we were reflecting. We were in the first period of lockdown in Fiji, and we were in St. John's. There was a period there where, and I spoke to Jerry about it. I said, this has got to come out, Jerry. But the players were ready to leave. But the players were ready to leave St. John's, where we were camping, because they were simply overwhelmed with the emotion of not being able to care for their families. And they were stuck. They were locked down. And ultimately, in that relationship, I became the bad father, because I was not allowing them to go home. And all they wanted to do, and you've got to remember that Jerry is a father with 3 young kids and a beautiful wife, and he is a devoted family man. And all the players around him could see him hurting. And it was one of the toughest points in my career to guide the group through that, along with the staff, over a period of 5 or 6 days. And the support of the CEO from the FIU was superb as well. And I knew that we were going to get periods like that. I knew that you have to come through some of them and go right to the wire at times to get the response that we see now, because you then actually put that learning into position. And when you go through that, or what I have done through that, and what we have done as a management through that, is try and stay rational about it and then reflect on it later. Don't hide it. Don't say it never happened. Don't say you're a bad person because that happened. This happened because we were in a tough time. We learned from it. We got ourselves together, and then we moved on again. And even at that stage, Jerry and I have always been very good mates. Our relationship was massively strained. I mean, not talking to each other. That's where it was getting to. And that people don't realize that that's the level that it needs to get to be uncomfortable, to be able to make the response that when you get into crucial times, you stand shoulder to shoulder with people and you know that they're going to deliver. And I always knew he would deliver. I just needed to keep his head in the right places at occasions.